gonna cut straight to.
Yeah. Division II championship set in Panama City Beach, Florida for the NHSA National Championship for high school 8-man football. The Tennessee Heat colliding as the designated home team against the Cougars of Hillcrest Christian School. The 2022 NHSA tournament. 2 more games, 1 of 2 here. Welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm Spencer Thompson alongside James Shannon. Proud to be with you in Panama City Beach, Florida. 2 teams that had a very one-sided competition against the Freedom Cowboys for Hillcrest and the Evangel Lightning for Tennessee Heat. Very one-sided in their matchups on Saturday, but shapes up for an interesting competition between these two for a Division II title. Well, James, we've seen both of these teams throughout the year, saw them on Saturday against some of the best teams in the country. This is shaping up to be one of those matches that may not be as close as it was for the Heat versus Westminster Christian last year in that shootout, but it's shaping to be potentially a low-scoring game here in PCB.
Today, a lot of these seniors, other than Gatlinburg, this is their last game that they're going to play in these uniforms, and so it's a very special situation for them, and it's all honestly a great way to close out your high school career.
As we will get the results of the coin toss from our referee Nate Starr in a few moments.
And you can only hope for a day of games here on Monday like we had last year where, Tennessee Westminster kind of set the tone in a game that no one really expected to be special. No one really expected what happened, but it really was one of the better games of the day.
As Westminster,
the Cougars will receive.
Westminster will receive with Tennessee winning the toss. They elected to defer.
And this was a Hillcrest offense that, on Saturday early on, they were able to get the ball going and put some points up against the Cowboys. Now, as the game went on, Cowboys were able to kind of take control of the game. But, this is a Tennessee Heat team that they're not without their mistakes, and they've got things to correct. Same for Hillcrest. So the big key, it is on every game, but the big key for me in this one specifically is who can minimize just the mistakes. I know Hillcrest had trouble with the play clock on Saturday, making sure that they got the ball snapped in time. And it's something that most of these guys don't, they've never played with an actual play clock that's designated that they can look at, that the officials can look at. So, that's something that they can adjust to. But might I also add, I love the uniform combinations. And you saw them there in the coin toss. Heat going with red top, black pants. Hillcrest with the blue top, black pants, white helmet for Hillcrest, black helmet for the Heat. Just the color contrast. It's chef's kiss. Mwah.
Red, white, and blue 1 day after Veterans Day weekend on display on the field. Had a little bit of
there you go.
A little bit of black with the helmets and pants of the Tennessee Heat And actually it was Hillcrest who won the toss. They elected to receive. Same situation as their competition on Saturday against the Freedom Cowboys.
Hey, these Cougars want the ball.
We'll see this booted away. Away we go in the Division II Championship. Alberton gets us started, and we will have a return. They bobble the ball, and it's fallen on by the Tennessee Heat. An unfortunate turn of events, and the Heat will take over to start out this Division II Championship.
Yeah, kind of a curious situation where, you know, almost thought it was a punt kind of deal. I don't think we got the replay on that, but, you know, thought it might be, you know, at times guys can confuse a punt with kickoff and the rules around it, but, you know, Tennessee Heat with a great chance to really jump out ahead. This happened to them Saturday against Evangel. Evangel onside kick to start the game, and the Lightning were able to jump out ahead, so hopefully the Heat can take advantage of this.
For Hillcrest, it was they started out, they elected to receive, marched down the field for a touchdown, and it was one of the few scores they had in that semifinal. Tennessee Heat with great advantage here and start out with a penalty already.
Yeah, it's
For the snap,
False
false
start.
start, Heat.
On the offense.
That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
So now we are hooked up to the
Moves the
PA
ball to the
system. James will
14-yard
have to be
line.
as careful as he usually is for making his debut. Not doing PA this year.
oh, come on. No, I mean, it's 10 o'clock local time. These young men, you know, just little cobwebs, you got to get shaken out. And, you know, Matthews does a great job with the snap count, with clapping the hands. They do draw a whole lot of offsides penalties.
They'll hand it off. Luchtefeld avoiding 3 tackles to the end zone. Touchdown. There's the Luchtefeld we're used to seeing throughout the season. Gets the first points on the board.
First play of the game. They're going to put the hands in the ball of this young man, ball in the hands of this young man, and that's 2-3 broken tackles. Quick start for the Heat.
Luchtefeld was not really active in that semifinal on Saturday against the Evangel Lightning. Looked like he may have been having some rest, possibly reducing the risk of injury. Doesn't look like there's any problems with Aiden today.
We didn't get to see this on Saturday, but Asher Albritton has done a great job on extra points for the Heat this year.
And continues that. Unfortunately, it starts a new trend with the extra point being no good.
Early on, I'm jinxing the young man. I feel terrible.
6-0 start for the Tennessee Heat over Hillcrest Christian here, and it's the first time these teams are matching up in any shape or form for Hillcrest, as we mentioned. First ever time that they're here in Panama City for the national tournament, and they ran into a brick wall essentially against the Freedom Cowboys.
We have yet to see some of the offensive firepower that Hillcrest can bring to the table. Hopefully they make a better decision here on the kickoff.
Mishandled the kickoff, results in a touchdown, and finally picked up here. It's Glendarius Ford who tries to return it, avoiding out several tackles. He's got some space, it's a blockers. Glendarius Ford breaks free. The sophomore, for about 99 yards, is going to take it all the way. Touchdown, Hillcrest.
Got to be careful not to get that unsportsmanlike penalty at the end, but that young man excited, and it just caught the end of the return, but just speed. Once he got out in the open, he was able to get that edge, and no one was getting him.
Not even 60 seconds into the day's festivities, and already a tie score.
All right, listen, that's, again, it's how it was last year. The two teams, Hillcrest Heat, had never played, just coming in, got to play basic football, and it was there were some fireworks in that game.
And that game was the consolation for the Division II
That's what I'm
bracket.
saying. No one expects anything out of these games, but they sometimes can be the best matchups of the day.
Two-pointer attempt. They pitch it in the backfield. Nothing doing for C.D. Thomas.
No, he's still up.
As he's still up, they force him finally out of bounds.
Oh.
Two-point conversion is no good. It was nothing doing up the middle. Tried the outside, couldn't get it.
Great job by that young man. He never gave up on the play. 4 Heat defenders right there. And Lucky ends up making the tackle at the end, but just keep those feet moving, and great job on the officials too. The ball's still moving, the ball carrier's still moving. Don't blow it dead. Give the young man a chance to make a SportsCenter top 10 play.
That's what caught me up on there, because usually you see on those plays for player safety, they rule the ball dead for forward progress. Good job by C.D. Thomas to keep in motion there, but comes up short and keeps it scored at 6-all.
Well, this was how the game was Saturday. Just, 6 points here and there, extra points, 2-point conversion attempts didn't go very well. Sometimes that's what it can come down to. Can you get that 1 2-point conversion that can kind of open the floodgates?
This is a high kick that will not go out of bounds, as it's carried by Jacob Smart for a return of a couple yards. And we will see the Tennessee Heat offense back on for technically their second drive of the game, though the first one is only about 2 plays.
Well, 1 play on that way, it would have been 2, and then you had the penalty, so 1 play, 1 score. But, in this situation with the Heat, they're not starting inside the 5. Or inside the 10, rather. They're starting on their own end. Of course, it is the 40, so a little bit better position, but they're going to have to really put some work in on this drive.
Start from their own 40. Matthews just gives it off to Luchtefeld again. 2 tackles avoided. Third one, but it takes an additional player. Initial contact there by 11 for Hillcrest, which we do not have his number on the roster, but moves it up 6 yards.
That's Tone Tillison. They moved his number. They moved it. He had to wear a different jersey than his traditional 88. But Tone Tillison, he's one of those guys that can really make some noise.
Junior's made some noise throughout the season. Gets that first down saving tackle, still a gain of 6 yards. And flags fly. Nate Starr, referee.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty. That gives them a first down.
5-yard penalty on the defense.
I talked about that ability by Luke Matthews and the snap count. He's one of the best in 8-man in drawing those offsides penalties with his snap count. Yep, did it again. Got him again. That clap. Everybody hears that clap, and it's go time.
He's going to talk to the side official about it.
Before the snap, false start, offense.
Oh.
That's 5-yard penalty, still first down.
5-yard penalty.
Got to be careful when you're talking on mic there, James.
I'm listening to see. I think we might be having a few issues, but hey, he got his own guys that time. Again, he's one of the best. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't.
Still on a first down. It's first and 15. It's going to be a trick play. Toss up over the top. That's Danilitis trying to get past the final men. Inside the 5.
No, he got
Looks
it.
like he may have lost the football there. He did not. Danilitis all the way down to the 5. First and goal.
Tennessee Heat pulling out that trickeration. And Wyatt Sutton, a great pass over the top. Defense got sucked in on the run play, and Danilitis, all-conference selection for the Tennessee Heat at wide receiver, able to slip behind the defense and get it down inside the 10. Heat knocking on the door again.
Freshman Wyatt Sutton with the pass over the top. That brings it to a first and goal on the 7 is where they'll spot the Heat. First and 10. Matthews will keep it up the middle. He stopped there.
Luka Matthews on the quarterback keeper.
That was DJ Thomas who made was credited essentially for the tackle as Matthews tried to jump over him. Second and goal.
And recently Matthews has had to learn, about putting his head down and getting those hard yards and just really trying to move the football and becoming the 8th man of the offense instead of just being somebody that, just stands back and slings the ball, which can be an advantage. But if you've got a quarterback who can put his head down, kind of like we saw with like a Oliver Johnson for the Freedom Cowboys, that can really add another dimension to your offense.
2nd and goal. Matthews keeping it again, trying to find his way in, going towards the goal line. He lost the football. Hillcrest picked it up, going to the other side.
Now there's a flag on the backside of the play.
Flag on the backside. C.D. Thomas lost the football, and it goes out of bounds at the 40. We'll have to see how this sorts out, but for now, Hillcrest has the ball. There's a flag down also on the sideline there. There may not have been a flag on the other side of the play, but there is some discussion, and with the chains moving, Hillcrest got the football. Nate Starr and company trying to sort this out.
We got illegal batting.
All right, looks like his mic turned on by accident.
He tried to hit it out of bounds.
We'll turn that off temporarily, but you hear illegal batting with him trying to hit it out of bounds. And
after change of possession, we have illegal batting on Hillcrest. The runner hit the ball out of bounds. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty from where the foul occurred, 1st and 10.
So now no foul on the backside there for when it happened. Hillcrest got the fumble recovery and a huge turn of events here early on.
50-yard return on the fumble recovery from C.D.
Well, one of those parts, one of the parts about being a running quarterback, you got to hold on to the ball, but this Hillcrest defense just cinched down. They already experienced the Heat touchdown deep in their own end. They were ready to shut it down.
The Cougars take over. In motion, Torian, right side, diving catch made. Good reception there and a spin by Glendarius Ford. Gain of about 6 yards.
A gain of 5 on that first down completion.
You'll see
Ball on the 44-yard line.
Tony
2nd
Tillison
and
directing
5.
traffic, playing quarterback there, and a great throw. Great job of the young man keeping the play alive.
Ruling for a gain of 5 yards for a 2nd and 5. As this Hillcrest offense tries to capitalize. Left side carry, Logan Reel. He had such a good game in the semifinal. Looks like he'll get enough for the first down.
39-yard line, a pickup of 5 moves the chains. 1st and 10 Cougars.
And you saw this at least on the Tennessee Heat side of the competition semifinal on Saturday, where the Heat like to run the ball and run the clock out. Hillcrest, they're more of a mixed-use team. They're not as much on time management. Didn't really run down the clock against the Freedom Cowboys on Saturday. Tie up. Here's a carry again by Reel. Logan Reel plows through for 9 yards.
Reel again on the carry, brought down by Wyatt Sutton.
And a good hard run again by the senior.
Pickup of 9. 2nd down.
And now you've got C.D. Thomas directing traffic. Great job pulling the snap down and a hard run there by the senior. Hillcrest is going to smack you in the mouth.
2nd and 1. DJ Thomas, got a man in motion. He's going to take it with 2 blockers. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage, or maybe not. Finally forced out of bounds. That's a tackle made by Kai Martinez.
Just trying to find that edge, wasn't able to get it.
4.5-yard loss on the play, sets up 3rd down and just over
Tennessee
5.
Heat's defense, they've got 2 downs to just absolutely get things in order and kind of cinch down on this Hillcrest attack. Let's see if they can do it.
Brings up a 3rd and 5. Pressure up the middle, trying to find the catch. It's intercepted. Jacob Smart the junior take it with the return. Trying to get past the final man, he does! Jacob Smart with a pick six, 80 yards,
Jacob
touchdown.
Smart, interception, and returned 85 yards.
That's
for
one of those
Tennessee
younger players
touchdown.
that if the Heat are going to make some noise, they've got to have them step up, especially in the next coming years. And right there, great job reading the play. Smart taking off, able to weave through the offense. The guy's trying to stop him, and a big touchdown there for the Tennessee Heat. We've now seen a pick six, a kickoff return for a touchdown, and we're just over halfway through this first quarter.
They'll opt for another extra point attempt here by Albritton. Make it a 13-0 lead, and it's blocked. And again, can't return it in high school for any points. 12-6. No points after the touchdown so far, but the Tennessee Heat, the junior in Jacob Smart, gets the pick six. Just over the halfway point in the first quarter, and we're already at a 12-6 score. Low line drive kick, no mishandling above the ball there by Glendarius Ford. Trying to weave through the tackle again. He's finding several blocks, trying to get past the final man here to the edge, and he will be forced out of bounds at the 44-yard line. Looked like he had managed to weave through. It could have been gone.
Ford trying a couple stiff arms there, but
Out to the 45-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars.
making things happen, and a great return there by Ford. Of course, they're got their water break. They might need a hot water break with the way the temperature is right now.
Designated water break here, 5:13 left to go in the first quarter as both teams will get a chance to recover. Twelve to 6, designated water break over for the first quarter. Again, the Florida High School Sports Association, it's not the name of it, but essentially it's equivalent. Water breaks in every quarter picked up through the remainder of the season as a good carry by Logan Reel goes for about 7 yards. They used to have it through the second week of October, but association opted to have it through the remainder of the season regardless of temperatures or what have you.
2nd down Cougars.
4 yards short of the line to gain. And they got him there.
Offsides, defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
5-yard penalty moves the ball to the
Yeah, and it moves it for another
44-yard
first down.
line,
So
where it's
Hillcrest,
1st and 10
the Heat
Cougars.
did that first to Hillcrest, and favors returned by the Cougars. 1st and 10 from the 44. And mismanagement of the ball. Not too much concern as DJ Thomas to the left side and he will lose about the yardage they lost, or the yardage they gained, I should say, from that offsides penalty. At least it's a 2nd down and 15.
Quarterback sack and a loss of 4.
Well, on the 5 yards they got off of the offsides. That kind of a loss is hard to take. It creates a 2nd and long situation that you've got to work through.
Lost several yards for a 2nd and long, and they'll keep it directly. It's Landon Clark took the direct snap. Nowhere for him to go. Nate Williams, the junior, with the tackle for loss.
And Williams is a guy that has not gotten a ton of playing time this year, especially at the end of the season, dealing with some injury issues with his arm, but able to come up here to Florida and start contributing to this team. And it's, it's some leadership they need. He is a hard-hitting player. Not afraid. He's one of those guys not afraid to smack you in the mouth, and that might be something that really, really works out to the Heat's advantage today, playing a team like Hillcrest.
You saw that bandage wrapped on his right hand up to beyond his wrist, and even after the tackle, he was helping Clark up. Sportsmanship there as the catch is made by Tony Tillison. Get a gain of maybe a yard or 2, and it brings up 4th down.
Heat doing a great job of swarming to the football.
A gain of 2 yards on 3rd down, setting up 4th down from the 47-yard line.
Right there you saw 3 guys immediately right up on the play.
On 4th down from about the 47, and you got a timeout called here.
Timeout on the field, Hillcrest. It's their first charge timeout of the half.
Timeout used by Hillcrest. They'll have a chance to think it over here on a 4th down and long. 2:20 left to go in the first. About 4th and 14. So Hillcrest had a chance to think it over. 2:21 left to go here in the first. Eventful first quarter so far. This will be a direct carry. Torian Tillison is trying to get to the other side with pressure from Sutton. Gets several tackles avoided, and it looks like Eli Whitaker is clenching his knee in midfield, and you got a turnover on downs regardless, but not a good sign for Eli Whitaker. Don't think our replay caught what was going on with him.
Timeout on the field for injury.
And you see Eli Whitaker being looked at by the training staff, hopefully just a cramp of some sorts. You see the coaching staff look over at him. And
well, and again, the good news is the injury is not a good news, but in the broad scope of things, you love to see, you love the fact that this young man is a junior. So if this is a bad injury, this is not how his high school career ends. He still has another year to come back. And I hope, you obviously hope and pray that it's not something serious, maybe a cramp.
And if he's potentially on the, not sure if he got on the selection list for the Rising Stars game in Gatlinburg. If he in some way, shape, or form is involved in the All-American games in December, he could certainly make that the final game of his junior year, but mentioned it perfectly, senior year still has to look forward to, as they're still tending to Eli Whitaker. We will step aside again. Eli Whitaker being carried off to the sideline right now. He's barely putting any pressure on his left leg. Certainly does not. Certainly hope that it's nothing heavily serious, but he will be looked at sideline as the Heat will take over on offense here across midfield. First and 10 from the 48. Luchtefeld in motion. Plenty of time for Matthews as he airs it out for Luchtefeld. Luchtefeld couldn't pull it in. Incomplete. Looked like it bounced off of his arm as he was trying to pull it in. Matthews had plenty of time in the pocket.
What a great shot from Matthews, and over the shoulder grabs sometimes just can't get it hauled in like you would hope you would. Let's do that awkward reset to the line of scrimmage. There you go. Break the fourth wall.
Incomplete pass there for a 2nd and 10. Quick toss. Jacob Smart. He goes, moving through a bunch of tackles, down to about the 39-yard line, short of the line to gain. Jacob Smart, the man who had the interception earlier on, has got a reception here for 8.
Before we brought down by Landon Clark. 3rd down and 1 yard to go.
Jacob Smart, one of those younger guys who been making plays for the Heat all year. We saw him make a play earlier. Just a quick little throw like that sometimes is all you need just to kind of get momentum going.
3rd and 1. That's a movement in the neutral zone.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
That 5-yard penalty will move the chains, giving the Tennessee Heat a first down inside the 45-yard line. First and 10.
Ball's going to get spotted around the 34. So great field position for the Heat.
This is about the 3rd or 4th time that an offsides penalty has resulted in a first down for the offense. So offsides or neutral zone infraction. 1st and 10, lob to Luchtefeld. Luchtefeld looking, try to get the stiff arm on Landon Clark. He wasn't having any of it. Gain of 4.
Brought down by Landon Clark. A gain of 5 on that first down carry. 2nd down Heat.
Give him a gain of 5 here from the 29. This likely be the final play of the first quarter. Luchtefeld in motion, quick toss. The catch is made. It's Wyatt Sutton trying to get the better of the defender there. Logan Reel pulls him down. First down inside the red zone.
The Heat going with several of these quick throws, just little quick slants, in routes, chip away down the field, dink and dunk till you get the yardage you need.
And that'll do it for the first.
That's it for the first quarter.
12 minutes down, 36 more to go in the second half, plus 12, 48 left to go, and the Tennessee Heat lead 12-6 over the Cougars of Hillcrest Christian in this 2022 NHSA Division II National Championship for high school 8-man football, and it is presented by Goolesby and Young. Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. With millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of you. Yes, you can buy. Yes, you can sell. And yes, they can help. Reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8687 and J.D. Young at 615-486-1121. Sponsored by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. By Fairlife Core Power Protein, work hard, recover harder. By Brett Atkinson with Weichert Realtors, the Realty Group. And by Sutton Pools, Fiberglass pools done right. You can reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. Twelve to 6. Start of the second quarter in this Division II championship for high school 8-man football. Big lob, Matthews looking, finds his man, the reception, and that's by number 9 of the Tennessee Heat, down to about the 4-yard line. Don't have 9 on the roster. We'll get that to you in a moment, and that's going to bring up a first and goal.
Gain of 10 yards.
Again, one of those quick throws, and Luke Matthews gets the ball out real quick.
Sorry, James, that's Isaiah Lingo, the junior for the Tennessee Heat, with the reception.
The Heat just chipping away down the field.
First and 10 from the 4-yard line, first and goal. With motion of Tennessee knocking on the door to get a deeper lead, as this is a carry into the end zone, untouched, touchdown, Levi Ashburn.
Levi Ashburn. Touchdown,
Great execution on the play.
4 yards on the carry.
On the jet sweep, and Ashburn ends up cutting it back up inside. I think they're going to go for 2 here, because they have not started the full 100-yard sprint to the other end.
Go for 2, considering the 3 extra point attempts. Correction, 2 of them have been, one of them no good, one of them blocked. Trying to make it a 14-point game. Toss right side, incomplete, intended for Luchtefeld, and there's a flag on the backside, likely pass interference.
Pass intended for Luchtefeld, incomplete, flag on the play.
Pass interference. Chris. Half the distance to the goal, we'll retry the extra point.
Pass interference. We'll retry.
So they'll move the ball from the 2 to the 1 and run it back.
With the ball spotted near the 1-yard line.
That middle hash mark on the 2-yard line used to be where the ball would be snapped for extra point attempts in, at least at the NFL level. Now mostly only used for 2-point conversion attempts. Moved up to the 1. Second time, breaks the goal line. 2-point conversion is good. Wyatt Sutton makes it a 14-point game, 20 to 6.
Love the play call. You see Matthews swap out, and then he's the man that goes in motion. Sutton, direct snap, and right there on the edge. They're not able to get to him quick enough.
2-point conversion attempt successful, 14-point lead, 55 seconds shaved off here in the second quarter, 11:05 before halftime in this Division II championship game. 2 teams on the field right now have never faced off against each other. Hillcrest Christian, their first ever appearance in the tournament, and the first season for their head coach Nate Carr. The Cougars come into the tournament with a 5-5 record, looking to go 500 on the season with a win here against the Tennessee Heat. They put them at 6-6. They were,
excuse you,
chose to be independent this year for high school 8-man football, and used to be 11-man in the MAIS, and they plan to go back into the conference for 8-man next year. As clock will run with the ball handled again. There's Landon Clark as he'll get a return to about the 21-yard line. And we'll see what the Cougars can do on this offensive push.
Tennessee Heat having learned their lesson, and they decided, hey, we're going to close in on this young man, not give him a chance to get a great return. This was Clark returning at this time instead of Ford or Tillison. Hillcrest has about 10 seconds to get set and get the ball snapped.
From the 22, Logan Reel again. Reel for a carry of a few yards.
It's a good hard run by the young man.
Tackle made by Wyatt Sutton.
You see right there, Thomas getting everyone set, getting the ball snapped in time. Hillcrest must have worked on that on the off day, during the off day yesterday. No delay of game so far today, so kudos to the coaching staff and the young men for getting that cleared up and getting it squared away.
Had a lot of delay of games in their semifinal on Saturday. One of them resulting in either drives killed by penalty or putting themselves in worse situations. As this is pitched in the backfield again to Reel, and he's brought down from behind. Couldn't move anywhere. Brought down by Woods.
Number 81, Woods, from his defensive end spot.
See the backfield. Woods got to him, tripped him up, and makes it to a 3rd and 11.
You'll notice who else is up in there. It's Mr. Clubb, number 5, Nate Williams, playing linebacker, and he's again in on the play. He's a hitter. He's a young man that loves to be in the action. Killed him to be out the last few weeks, but finally able to get a chance to play here in Florida. He's making the most of it. Thankfully, Williams still has a senior year.
3rd and 11. Here's Reel again, trying to get more yardage. Nothing doing. Brought down from behind by Sutton.
13, Wyatt Sutton.
Wyatt Sutton, one of the young men. Of course, if you recognize that last name, older brother Carter Sutton, former Heat starter and a really great player. Missed his senior year last year with a knee injury, but it's in the family. His brother Hayden, one of the starters on the offensive line. It's a family affair for the Suttons, and Wyatt might, controversial hot take, Wyatt might be the better of the three.
As we have a flag down.
Illegal substitution, 12-minute formation, or 9-minute formation, 5-yard penalty.
A little bit of fun there from Nate Starr, thinking he was in.
He said 12, and I was like, whoa.
That's a lot
Somebody's
more men on
confused
the field.
here.
More than 8 on the field for the Cougars.
Tell he's used
It's 4th
to
down.
officiating in the 11-man football scene in Florida. Brings it back for about a 4th and 18. And this will be punted away, almost a block there. This is a high-up boot there by Tony Tillison. And they'll stop it at about the 31-yard line. Great field advantage for Tennessee Heat.
Around the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and
About
10,
a total, about a 35, about a 25-yard punt. So they gain about, they switched the field about, it was almost right back to the original line of scrimmage, or the original 1st down marker. So Heat working with a short field, looking to take advantage. It would be huge if they could take advantage of this right here. But this Cougars defense, we've already seen them get a takeaway. We've had a fumble recovery for a touchdown. I'm sorry, a fumble recovery, a pick six, and a kickoff return.
– 14-point lead. Tennessee looking to increase that, and flag is down.
False start. Offense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
You could hear him saying from the field 8-5 on Danilitis.
15.
I love that from the officials too. Coach Scott is one of those guys. He wants to know who committed the penalty. These officials doing a great job of communicating with him.
Usually it's they don't announce who committed the penalty, but they do tell it to the coaches. 1st and 15. Right side toss it, double coverage incomplete. Pass intended.
Matthews, pass intended for
Instead
number
on the
9.
right side for 9.
You said number 9 was
As again, Isaiah Lingo, the junior, number 9 for the Tennessee Heat. Now 2nd and 15. And to Luchtefeld. Luchtefeld tries to stiff arm his counterpart, and 7 DJ
he
Thomas.
was never down. Oh
And they
no, he
ruled
was
him
never down.
They ruled him down.
No,
Brought down at the 34-yard
he was never down.
7.
Oh my gosh.
Now look at the replay. Was it? Need to see it in slow motion on it, but it looked
Oh.
like maybe his knee was down.
Hang on, let's see if we can get it. Get the replay one more time.
Heat needing the
See if you
21-yard
can
line.
maybe
see if we can
slow it down. You can see there. Looks like his knee may have been down. We can't see it on the scoreboard. Yeah,
his
his
butt was
backside.
down.
His backside was
Yep.
down. That's a great
Timeout
call.
on the field.
Good call by the
Heat.
officials.
That's their first charge timeout.
Yeah, great job by the officials.
Heat's first charge timeout of the half. And just regrouping here. 2 timeouts left each. About 7:40 left to go in the second. .740 left to go in the second quarter. Tennessee Heat had a chance to think it over using the first charge timeout of the half. It's up about a 3rd and 13. You got motion here from Luchtefeld. Matthews under pressure, has to quickly get it off, and does. Jaden Hobgood gets the catch, but nowhere for him to go.
That's a great job by Tony Tillison sniffing out the play
4
and shutting it down real quick.
on that 3rd down completion.
Puts the Heat in
setting up
a,
4th down,
I
9
think they
yards
got
to
just
go.
past the original line of scrimmage, so it's 4th and 9. But great job by that Hillcrest defense. They needed to stop right there.
4th and 9, we've seen the Heat have moderate success on 4th down conversions.
Well, this is an interesting call, too, because with a punt, you could pin them really, really deep. But they want that first down.
Matthews on 4th down is going to air it out to Luchtefeld towards the end zone. Caught! Touchdown!
They didn't just want the first down, they wanted the touchdown.
To Aiden Luchtefeld.
Luchtefeld,
Touchdown, Tennessee
he
Heat.
missed the over-the-shoulder throw earlier. That one he got it. Great job by the young man.
Touchdown reception.
20-point lead. The Heat are looking to make it a 22-point advantage, attempting a 2-pointer here.
You got to love the throw. Matthews putting it where only his guy could get it.
Two-point conversion attempt coming up here.
There you go. Watch Sutton.
Keeper, right side. Incomplete. Intended for Luke Matthews.
Pass broken
I love it. They run the first play with Sutton getting that edge run. Second time, he tries to get it out to the quarterback and just doesn't work out.
Tennessee Heat
About halfway
extending their
through the
lead.
second quarter. Probably a designated water break coming up sooner than later, but at least for now, a 20-point lead for the Tennessee Heat as they're starting to make the gap even wider, try and claim their first ever Division II national championship in their program history.
Would be huge for the SEC as well. You got, your conference runner-up winning the Division II. You got your conference champion playing for Division I. It's a strong showing by the first-year conference.
And no bias in that analysis of yours, right,
Absolutely
James?
not.
None. No,
It's just stating the facts.
no bias there, no prejudice, nothing like that. I mean, what's your role with the SEC again?
I am the commissioner of the SEC, but right now I'm an analyst for 8-Man Extreme.
No crossover. Here's a kickoff return by Tony Tillison, weaving through the tackles yet again, shoved down there. May have been a touchdown saving tackles. They do
he stepped
force
out of
him out of
bounds.
bounds at about the 44-yard line in Heat territory.
Great kickoff return by the young man.
36-yard return.
Let's see if we can pinpoint exactly where he stepped out of bounds.
Timeout on the field, water break.
And there's that designated water break as you see the final here. Again, the scoreboard is a little bit blocking there. Right about
there.
right about the 44,
About
43.
the
So
44.
we got it
Great
right.
job. Great job by those officials.
Designated water break, 6:27 left to go before the end of the first half. Coming out of the water break, about under 6.5 left to go in the second quarter. Hillcrest down by 20, trying to shave the deficit. Quick toss forward. Darius Ford trying to avoid a tackle. It's brought down to about the 38-yard line. Spencer Thompson, James Shannon bringing you the action here from Pete Edwards Field, Panama City Beach, Florida, which has hosted the national tournament for high school 8-man football, I believe since the late 2000s.
2011 was the first year that they started hosting the tournament.
Technically 2020, the 10-year anniversary of the tournament, is now in year 12.
It's had a lot of great games throughout the course of the tournament.
Most recently, the 2019 overtime thriller, the Evangel and Ezel Harding. That goes up to the 30-yard line. It's a good carry there and a first down for, I believe, Torian Tillison.
I think Roby got the carry there, and the senior just putting his head down.
At C.D. Thomas.
And got in a hard run.
First and 10 on the 31-yard line. Here's another carry. Roby. He'll get tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of about 4.
I mentioned it earlier. If there's one thing the Heat are going to do, if they're going to pursue and they're going to shut that edge down. A lot of teams trying to get to that outside edge. And they might be able to run the ball up the middle on the Heat. But they do a great job of setting the sidelines, and if you are going to get on the outside, they're going to force you out.
From the 33.
Loss of 2 for a second and 12. Now Hillcrest Christian driving it down the field. They know a thing or two about driving with the amount of miles they've put on this season.
I see what you did there.
Games in Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana. And now Panama City. Carry
DeMarcus
by
Thomas on the
DJ
quarterback
Thomas.
keeper.
He goes up and they
Gain
will
of
move the
13
chains for a first
yards.
down
On
inside the
second
red
and
zone
12,
on the
will move
15.
chains.
Thomas, a young man, only a sophomore, but he's learned early on. Put your head down and run.
And
Timeout on the field, Heat. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
Tennessee Heat take a timeout here with 4:25 left to go in the second quarter. Chance to regroup and think things over here.
First and 10,
4:25
Cougars.
left to go in the second quarter. I believe James has stepped aside. We apologize for that. Give you radio call. The ball is high snapped. You could see it a little bit in the camera. They're fallen on by number 7, DJ Thomas. And it'll be a loss to make it about
Thomas recovers the wild
a
snap.
third down, second down and a quarter of the
38-yard
field.
line.
As it was a high snap there, mishandled. And
18-yard
you
loss.
see a little bit of the replay there. It brings up to 4 minutes left to go in the second
down.
quarter. From the 38. Scramble here for DJ Thomas. Looking for the pass, gets it off. Landon Clark trying to get through, can't get more than a few yards. So what was a second down and long, now about a third down and still long. About third and 18.
Completion. It's third down.
Hillcrest putting themselves in a little bit of a hole, but they've got two downs to dig themselves out of it.
They're down and long. Looking across the middle in coverage. The catch is made by Roby. Couldn't get past the 4-5 Heat defenders.
Nate Williams
And
in on
fourth
the
down
tackle
coming
for
up.
the defense.
Roby, who recently accepted his invite to the Gatlinburg All-American Bowl.
The ball on the 29-yard
Great
line.
job.
Correction, 25-yard line. Setting up fourth down. And about 15 yards to go.
About 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go before halftime. And keep in mind, the Heat do receive the ball to start the second half. As Hillcrest elected to, Hillcrest won the toss, elected to receive.
Timeout, Hillcrest. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
Now one timeout apiece left there, but Heat will receive to start the second half, so this drive, very important. 2:05 left to go in the second. 2:05 left to go in the second quarter. 1 timeout apiece left for each team. Hillcrest used their second of the half. 4th and 15 as they try to at least get the first down. Aired out in the middle, trying to look for the catch. It's intercepted by Luchtefeld. He'll go down at about the 7. And you wonder if it would have been just more advantageous for him to bat it down for the field advantage. But at least for now, an interception. The Heat would have taken it over regardless.
Interception on 4th down.
We got a Hillcrest player just now getting up.
1st and 10.
And it's Tillison. He's back up, but Tennessee Heat, great chance to just run the clock out, get to halftime, and then get the ball after the half.
Interception number 3 on the year for Luchtefeld, and it'll start them off on their own 7-yard line. Not much of a problem to march down the field when you've got Luchtefeld on your offense.
I was about to say, they could just run out the clock, or we could see a 90-yard touchdown. There's no in between.
Maybe not enough time to potentially get the clock running in the second half. I can make it even closer, go up by 26. First down, and this will be kept by Matthews. Goes up for a carry of a few yards, about the 9-yard line.
Matthews on the quarterback keeper.
Heat are just going to be satisfied to run a little bit of clock here.
Roper Richburg and C.D. Thomas in on the tackle. Gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Let's go, Heat!
And it looks like you're right on that, James. They're complacent with just running down the clock, not trying to do a quick 2-minute drill.
Oh, yeah, let's go!
Only about a gain of a yard for a 2nd and 9. In motion. Matthews will lob it. Luchtefeld. Beg your pardon. That's Wyatt Sutton going past the 10-yard line.
Wyatt Sutton on the carry.
Carried
brought
here
down
to
by
about
Landon
13. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Pick up a 4, sets up 3rd down and
If you're the Heat, you don't want to just kneel the play down, but you still want to give your guys a chance to score. But at the same time, you don't want to. You want to get to halftime without anybody else getting banged up. Eli Whitaker still has not left the bench here on the Heat sideline.
They've got Sutton in the backfield with Matthews. And time called.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
delay
of game
move
there.
The ball back inside the 10.
They got the option, don't they?
And
They do have the option, Mr. Official.
and 24 seconds. And
3rd down, 9 yards to go for the offense.
brings it back to about a 3rd and 9 from the 6-yard line. Motion again. Lob it out. There's another carry by Sutton. Wyatt Sutton getting to the outside. And he will not be, it won't stop the clock. Looks like there was a signal for the clock to run, but they will stop it to set the chains. And there is a flag down back at the line of scrimmage.
I think it's on the Heat.
And it is on the E. They do bring it back.
Illegal motion. The guy in motion went toward the line of scrimmage at the time of the snap. That penalty is accepted. 3rd down.
We'll replay 3rd down.
It's not something you hear called as often, but
Inside the 5-yard
can't have those
line.
kind of procedures.
You gotta call it though.
13 yards to go for the Heat offense.
Final 15 seconds winding down. And I believe the Heat may just let it roll out here. And they're just standing there. They're not gonna snap it there. That's gonna take us to the end of the first half. The Tennessee Heat looking as good as ever. Hillcrest Christian limited to only 1 touchdown, 26-6 the score at halftime. So we'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second half here in the Division II Championship The NHSA, which is presented by Goolesby and Young. Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. With millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of you. Yes, you can buy. Yes, you can sell. And yes, they can help. Reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8687. J.D. Young at 615-486-1121. Sponsored by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. By Fairlife Core Power Protein, work hard, recover harder. By Brett Atkinson with Weichert Realtors, The Realty Group. And by Sutton Pools, fiberglass pools done right. You can reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. Start of the second half here in Panama City Beach, Florida, as the 2022 NHSA National Division II Championship for high school 8-man football is underway. Tennessee Heat get it to start the second half. They will start at the 37-yard line, recovered by Eli Ashburn. Spencer Topset, James Shannon bringing you the action from Pete Edwards Field on the Panhandle here in the United States, as Tennessee Heat lead by 20. Start the second half and might be doing some more damage if this Hillcrest secondary is not careful.
And these just, I mean, the second half can go one of two ways. Either the Heat can cinch down and just, handle this thing and take care of business, or we could have Hillcrest come out, start popping some pads, banging some helmets, and making plays.
So on a 1st and 10 from the 37. Motion, they'll hand it off to Luchtefeld. He's got a blocker. He can get around, avoids the tackle, finally brought down as he loses the football. It goes out of bounds at the 49-yard line and brings up a 1st and 10 there for Luchtefeld and company.
When right there you see him started left, had to reverse field, makes one man miss. It still takes 3 men to bring him down. Good hard run.
And we have been told there will be no prize presentation for the Division II championship, though at the end of the Division I there will be honoring the All-Stars for both of the teams competing, the Freedom Cowboys and the Evangel Lightning, as well as there is a most valuable player for the championship. And there will be trophies given out for both teams participating in this matchup. The Division II runner-up, Division II champion. This is a toss to Luchtefeld. It's intercepted, picked off by Landon Clark, and Hillcrest gets the stop they needed.
They were fighting for the ball. Landon Clark would not be denied. Let's see who was the intended receiver. It was Luchtefeld. He stepped in front of him, able to snag the ball. Landon Clark. That's what the Hillcrest Cougars needed. Kind of jumpstart this offense. So, but kind of poetry though, because Hillcrest got the opening kickoff, didn't get a chance to get going. Heat were able to get going. Kind of take control of the ball on the mistake on the kickoff, and now on the Heat's first drive of the second half, Hillcrest able to take the ball away from them.
Only down by 20 with plenty of time to go, so no sense of panic yet on Cougars' side of the ball, as this carry by Real is going to go for more than just a few yards, right to midfield. Gain of about 6.
When you saw a great job there
Gain of 6
by Real, you're going to see him right here, kind of wait, let his blocks set up, let his blocks develop, wait for his man. Get a hard-earned 5 yards. Sorry, 6 yards. 6-yard gain.
2nd and 4. Trying to find the option, in trouble. Tosses it incomplete. Looked like the pass intended for Clark came up short.
passing complete. Intended receiver
The
number
Heat
2.
defense closing in on Tillison pretty quickly, actually.
Brings up a 3rd and 4.
Kind of forced him to throw the ball maybe a little bit earlier than he was wanting to.
Hillcrest, on average in the 2022 campaign, would outscore their opponents 30-29, had 2 shutout wins. Tennessee Heat around the same regard, 31-30, but no shutout wins. No shutouts at all for this Tennessee Heat secondary as they get them offside.
That'll be a first down.
Offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Moves the chains there as you hear from Nate Starr. First down on the 45-yard line. New set of downs for this Cougar offense. Fake to Real. Tillison stretches it out for an extra yard or 2. You see that football awareness. You're seeing it at the NFL level and they're starting to train for that in the high school level as well. As much as you can, stretch the ball out to get that extra yard or two because it does add up.
And a great fake there by Tillison as well. Just keep chunking away. You got plenty of time. Just keep chunking the ball down the field.
Gain of 6 for a 2nd and 4. This time to Reel. Pushes through. He'll get the first down and a little bit more. And loses the football. The Tennessee Heat recover it. Picked up by Wyatt Sutton as he's going to go to the other side. Out of bounds at about midfield. And you heard the entire Heat sideline collectively say ball. And Wyatt Sutton gets the defensive move. The Heat have it back on offense. And what looked like a blessing for the Hillcrest Cougars in getting that interception, the ball either punched out or right back out for the Tennessee Heat to recover. And at midfield, he'd have a chance to do some more damage here. With only 50 yards to push down the field. And lob it to Sutton. Looked like he might have lobbed it back. Lost the football again! DJ Thomas picks it up in midfield. Another turnover on downs. What is happening at Pete Edwards Field?
Not a turnover on downs, but just a turnover. And Hillcrest, they knew they needed to get that ball back after what was going to be a great run by Reel. And Wyatt Sutton, a very rare turnover there. But you saw, let's see, who was that? That was number 6. CD Thomas, get his head in on the ball, get his helmet on the ball, force it out, and then his younger brother able to snatch the ball up. So great job by that defense taking the ball back and revenging the turnover that they had.
If my count is right, about 5 turnovers so far in this competition. And the latest one coming from the Tennessee Heat, turning it over. This is going to go deep downfield, intended for Clark, overthrew his target.
Pass incomplete. Intended receiver number 2, Landon Clark.
Coverage by Smart and Luke Luchtefeld.
A great job by Thomas stepping up in the pocket here. Let's see if it'll show it. Yep, man came off the edge unblocked. He's able to step up, give himself some space, and just launch the football. What a cannon of an arm by the senior, or for the senior.
Here's to the right side.
Runner on the outside.
Torian Tillison, dangerous whenever he has the ball. Stretches again. They'll give him the first down.
That's a heads-up run. You mentioned it earlier.
Hillcrest, first down.
Just sticking the ball out, getting it across the line. We'll start a little bit earlier on this replay here. But you'll still see Tillison doing a good job getting his guys set. And then getting that first down.
From the 38, new set of downs here. Carry by Reel. He's going to lose a couple yards there. That Heat defensive line will not allow the senior to get beyond the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 1.
So I see the initial tackle in there. I think that was number 16. It's going to be Levi Ashburn, the freshman, able to get up in there and kind of slow the runner down.
Loss of 2 for a 2nd and 12. On the 40-yard line in Heat territory. Hillcrest Cougars trying to get something going here in the second half. Pressure again, scrambling, still on his feet, avoiding 3 tackles, and a move there to try and move the chains.
Torian Tillison.
Waiting for the signal, first down.
That's why that senior, that's why this young man is so dangerous. He's making plays all over the field, a busted passing play, and he still ends up picking up the first down. It's one of the reasons he got an invite for the All-American game, the Gatlinburg All-American Bowl. It's that playmaking ability that he's getting to show off here in his final high school game for Hillcrest.
6 seniors on the Cougars roster trying to claim a Division II national championship here. Got 20 points to go as they stretch out the ball. Carry by Roby. As one of the seniors gets a carry there for about 6 yards.
It's a hard carry there by the young man. And a great job. You see Luchtefeld shoots up in there, shoots low, grabs the legs, makes it to where he can't keep his feet moving.
Dorian trying to get the play called. He's got pressure again. Dorian Tillison finds his man. The catch is made by Roby. There's a flag down as Roby gets to about the 5-yard line.
Jonathan Roby. Flag on the field.
And not a good sign for Torian Tillison to be down on the field. Looks like he's clenching his backside. He's in pain.
But a great job in making a play, getting the ball off. Coaching staff, training staff will take a look at him.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 6, was covered up. 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
An offensive penalty there. That's 7:47 left to go in the third quarter. Not a good sight for the senior. Be down at the 30-yard line. We will step aside for an injury timeout. Rupert Richburg was actually the player down on the field. So not Torian Tillison, the freshman, was injured there. The coaching staff looking at him. It's a 2nd and 10 here for the Cougars on about the 28-yard line. Left side carry, Torian. He slides down there. Tackle up above there, Jacob Smart. Torian was looking for a potential call there as he maybe arguing that he gave himself up there, but no penalty call. Didn't look like anything intentionally dangerous anyway. 3rd and 13.
Well, they'll say he did gain a yard. But a good job by Smart closing in on the play. Tillison making the smart decision. Jacob Smart closing in quick.
And I believe timeout called here by
Timeout,
Hillcrest.
It's their first charge timeout of the half.
So 1 timeout gone for Hillcrest Christian, and they'll have a chance to think it over with 7 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. 7 minutes exactly left to go here in the third quarter. Actually, I beg your pardon, 6:42 left. As right side catch is made. Tried to avoid out the tackle, got it successfully. Moved there by Tony Tillison. Instead of only gaining about a yard, gained several, maybe I'll call it about 2 or 3 yards shy of the line to gain. Fourth and 4.
Well, and his older brother rainbowed that pass a little bit. You want that pass a little bit quicker in the arrival so that you can go ahead and get it, turn, and start making a move instead he had to sit and wait for it. But still, though, great job by Tone to make a play, make something out of it.
So 4th and 4 outside of the 20-yard line. Hillcrest not having a field goal unit, they'll go for it. Pressure, left side, trying to get it to Real, incomplete. As Nate Williams tried to get the interception, and the Tennessee Heat will take over.
Defense does a great job of holding Hillcrest after they get into Heat territory and just cranking down on them.
Timeout on the field for water break.
Official water break in the third quarter here, 6:24 left to go, third quarter. We'll step aside yet again as you see one of the 2 national champion team participants, the Freedom Cowboys, starting to make their way here to Pete Edwards Field. Water break over for the third quarter. Just under 6.5 left to go as the Tennessee Heat will take over again on offense. And Matthews has got time up over the top. Incomplete, and several flags fly. Pass interference as Eli Whitaker, good to see him back on the field, couldn't get the catch.
I was about to mention that. You notice who the intended target was. It's Whitaker, he's
Pass interference, defense, 15-yard penalty. Yardage gives it a first down.
You saw Whitaker running back to the sideline or to the huddle a little gingerly. Now he's headed back to the sidelines, running a little gingerly, but still love to see him out there moving around and wanted to give his give his best effort for the team. And hey, listen, if that's all he contributes in the second half, it's still a positive contribution.
Pass interference moves it up to about the 37-yard line. The Tennessee Heat continue to march down the field. This will be a carry, direct snap, Wyatt Sutton. It's a gain of about 6 yards.
Running on the outside, number 13.
Likely the name of the game for the Heat is just to continue to execute run plays and run down the clock, as it looks like we have another Hillcrest Cougar down on the sideline.
Timeout on the field for injury.
Yeah, as they will stop it for an injury timeout with 6:02 left to go. And you hate to see it, especially in a setting like this in Florida, where you have several injuries. I believe most of them have been on the Hillcrest side. You can tell they're fatigued, especially when you have a tough matchup against the Freedom Cowboys. I believe the term that they use is, I believe the term you've used about some of these teams is banged up, and it's a testament to how tough it is to play a game here in Florida.
It really is. I mean, you know, if you want to see the mental toughness and the strength and conditioning side and how well your team has done throughout the season during the off season, this is the ultimate test right here. And a lot of teams shy away from it. You know, basketball season is very appealing, but there are some teams that, you know, they say, listen, we want to do this. We want to give our young men not just, you know, the experience of you know, playing in the tournament, but just the experience of being here in Florida and everything that comes with it. You know, the being able to spend the time together as a team. It's a quality piece of the trip for some teams.
Brings up now a 2nd and 4. Motion from Whitaker again. Handed off to Sutton. Sutton trying to weave past, and he'll get down to about the 46. We'll spot him at the 45-yard line. 1st down and 10 in Cougars territory.
You'll see who set that edge. Eli Whitaker. If you watch there, let me see if I can let's see if we can get the replay one more time. You'll see Whitaker hit that edge, and he's gonna seal up that left side right there and give Sutton perfect hole to run through.
New set of downs for the Heat as they continue going down the field. Matthews under pressure is going to be brought down for a sack. 8-on-8 crime as Matthews gets brought down by Roby.
You took my phrase, Spencer, but Jonathan Roby does a great job of beating his man. Little swim move there. Must have spent a little extra time in the ocean yesterday practicing.
I think it was actually, we heard that when we were hanging around some of the teams during last night's dinner set.
Oh, that was beautiful. I'm sorry.
There was one of the conditioning coaches mentioning they kept the players in the water for conditioning, which is actually a great benefit, and a false start on the Tennessee Heat. You can see it on the wide receiver side here. False start.
False start. Number 16 in the backfield simulated the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
They actually called that on Levi Ashburn.
Let's see if we can catch. Nope, can't catch it.
Brings up now about a 2nd and 23. Quick toss, catch, left side, Hobgood. Gain back some yardage there as it brings up 3rd and long.
Pass caught by number 1, Jaden Hobgood. Gain of 5 brings up a 3rd and long for the Tennessee Heat.
Let's go, Heat! Go, Heat! Turn it up, Heat!
Definitely a 1-down situation. You don't get it here. I see the Heat punting away here.
Which I don't believe we've seen a Tennessee Heat punt this entire contest.
No.
So it would be a first as that is dropped incomplete for the player that has actually been targeted way more than we've seen this tournament, Isaiah Lingo, Jr. getting some more reps here in this D2 championship.
Luke Luchtefeld will be coming out to kick this one away. He got a few punts off on Saturday against Evangel. Back to return this one is Tone Tillison. With a good punt and a good field, we could see a explosive return by the junior.
And you can see in the background to your left the Freedom Cowboys watching along, awaiting to play in the Division I National Championship. As this ball is loose there, and Hillcrest falls on it. And Hillcrest recovering it there. You heard a bunch of people yelling, not sure if it was touched by
right there on the back of the foot. It was touched. Let's see if we can see it one more time. It's number 12 for Hillcrest.
Be Kalen Moore, the sophomore, who had contact with it.
Yeah, it bounced off the. I'm sorry, it bounced off the back of his foot, and so it still counts. And the Heat were trying to get up on it.
Unfortunately, it doesn't result in the Heat recovering it there. From the 24-yard line, the Cougars give it to Reel again. Here's Reel, brought down by Luchtefeld at the 30.
Logan Reel.
Hillcrest, the last thing they need to do right now is panic, because there is so much time left in this game, a whole 15 minutes that they could use to make plays here.
4 yards to the line to gain. Fake to Reel. Keeper. Torian Tillison will go out of bounds and move the chains for a first down.
Good job by the young man. Obviously very well trained, in running the ball and going out of bounds with it. Get the extra yard. Make a world of difference sometimes. It's the difference in getting the first down, and it could be a situation where it's 3rd and 1, you get a false start, it's 3rd and 6. So now it's 3rd and 6 as opposed to a 1st and 10.
First and 10 from the 34. Reel slips on the sand, gets maybe a yard or two.
Turf Monster got him, the Sand Monster got him, but you hate to see that by the young man, but he was set up for a good run. They had Jacob Smart closing in, but makes Smart miss, and he's got a lot of open field in front of him.
Of course, we are in Florida, so more likely to see sand around here, palm trees, the nice breeze here in the Panhandle. As a keeper again by Torian. Tillison loses the football, falls in the backfield. There is a flag down, it looks like. Unless that may have been some yellow mouth guard that came down.
Way back in the backfield.
And it looks like that was the case, no flag down. And brings up a 3rd and long.
Loss of about 11 brings up a 3rd and long for the Cougars.
Let's watch that one more time. Get a look at the young man that made the stop. It's number 5, Nate Williams, punching the ball out, shutting down what would have been a big gain for Hillcrest.
And what may be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It's a 3rd down and long. Hillcrest looking for the option. Scramble, he's just going to air it out in desperation, tossing it incomplete, intended for Tony. Great coverage on the outside by Levi Ashburn.
Tony Tillison.
Had the power and distance, but not the accuracy or Tony being truly open. Brings up 4th down.
And on 4th and long, I can see them going for it here.
Especially being down by 20 with this just under 13 minutes left of gameplay. Think about this being 4th down territory from here on out. Defense has allowed 26 points so far. As he's going to air it out again, this time to Landon Clark, just outside of the tips of his fingers. Needed one more step because he beat Ashburn, and the Heat will take over.
And the Tennessee Heat will take over the 24-yard line.
Young man loaded up the cannon. And Clark, just one more step, like you said. One more step, and Clark has it over the shoulder, and he's gone.
So the Heat will take over on the 23-yard line. And the Heat have tried to capitalize on the turnovers on downs. Have yet to do so, as this is the same score we had coming out of the halftime. Catch by Smart, To the outside, Jacob Smart has got a blocker, avoids 2 tackles. Jacob Smart, touchdown.
He scampers all the way for a Tennessee Heat touchdown.
Well, Smart had the pick 6 earlier on, and now on offense. Does a great job getting to the edge, making 1 man miss, 2 men miss, and he's in. Tennessee Heat tacking 6 more on the board.
Two-point conversion attempt. Try to go up by 28. Lob backfield. Past the goal line. That's a 2-point conversion for Makai Martinez, the junior. Makes it 34-6.
Ran in by number 24, Makai Martinez.
Junior's gotten some good action here in Florida.
Hillcrest Cougars, 6.
And 7 more points until there's a running clock here in Florida. 25 seconds left to go in the third. (34-6). The first score in the second half comes from the Tennessee Heat. Touchdown and a 2-point conversion. This is booted back. Reel will take the return.
By number 42, Logan Reel.
As he loses the football. Loses it at about the 21, and they'll give it to Hillcrest.
Great job getting back on the ball. Big break for Hillcrest as well. So that would have been an awesome field position for the Heat there at the 21-yard line.
Coming up in this drive, essentially last gasp for life for the Hillcrest Cougars. They are down by 28. Essentially 5 touchdowns since they haven't been making 2-point conversions, and this is carried all the way for a gain of about 7-8 yards, and that is going to take us, I believe, to the end of the third quarter.
Gain of 7.
Tennessee Heat very lucky that it didn't get called for too many men on the field.
12 minutes separate the Tennessee Heat from their first ever national championship. 34-6, they lead over the Hillcrest Cougars as they'll switch sides of the field. The 2022 NHSA National Championship for Division II of high school 8-man football is presented by Goolesby and Young. Jason Goolesby and J.D. Young of Blackwell Realty bring knowledge, passion, excellence, and experience to the table when it comes to real estate. With millions in sales this year already, the two would love the opportunity to put their skills to work for all of you. Yes, you can buy. Yes, you can sell. And yes, they can help. Reach Jason Goolesby at 615-784-8687 and J.D. Young at 615-486-1121. Sponsored by Complete Wealth Management and Complete Real Estate, your one-stop shop for financial coaching and asset management. By Fairlife, Core Power Protein, Work Hard, Recover Harder. By Brett Atkinson with Weichert Realtors, the Realty Group. And by Sutton Pools, fiberglass pools done right. You can reach Brian Sutton at 931-624-4027. 12 minutes remaining in this Division II National Championship for high school 8-man football. Hillcrest is going to air it out deep on the left side, incomplete. The coverage by Jacob Smart on Torian Tillison is incomplete.
And Smart quickly becoming one of the top DB options for the Tennessee Heat to match up on these deep balls. Doing a great job.
Brings up now a 2nd down and 3. Correction, they changed the down indicator, 3rd down and 3.
Let's go, defense! All right, defense, come on! Hold up! Hold up!
As this is Real. Real trying to get past Luchtefeld, not going to happen. 4th down.
Run up the middle, number 42, Logan Real.
That Heat defense closed in so fast.
4th down for the Cougars.
Just not allowing any extra yardage.
Brings up now a 4th down and 3. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Hillcrest trying to hurry up to the line. They're winding down the final seconds. And they got movement there. They got him for the offsides.
Encroachment, defense. That's a 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
And another lucky break for the Hillcrest Cougars as it moves it for the 1st down.
Great discipline for Hillcrest just to know, hey, don't move.
New set of downs from the 33. Pressure, a scramble again. Does this so well. Torian Tillison does this incredibly well. And Tillison is going to take it. Several flags are down, but Tillison is in the end zone for a touchdown as he's hobbling as he gets into the end zone. But we need to check all the flags.
Blocking the back, Hillcrest. 10-yard penalty, still a 1st down though.
Touchdown taken off of the board there with the block in the back. Sometimes you see on those big plays, you see a flag, you think it's more than likely on the team that made the score, so it brings it all the way back to midfield. And touchdown wiped off of the board for the Cougars.
That was a next level B-button move by Tillison on the spinner Rooney. A little bit of hesitation. Great job getting in the open field.
1st and 10 from midfield. Toss right side. The catch is made. Landon Clark gets to the 40-yard line. And it'll move the chains for a 1st down. Carries it forward to the 40-yard line. First and 10 from the 40. Carry to the right side. Out to about the 40-yard line. Nowhere for Torian to go.
Gain of 1.
Come on, Jay. Keep having the cables on the PA system in the stadium getting colliding there a little bit. believe they will be fixing the issue in a moment. 2nd and 10 from the 40. Quick toss, catch made by Clark. Landon Clark has got some space, trying to get past Luchtefeld. Not going to happen. Gets to the 25-yard line, but a 1st and 10 for Hillcrest.
Great execution, though,
Good for Hillcrest first
on
down.
the quick screen. And there you go. Aiden Luchtefeld closes in, makes the tackle. Young man finished the season with the regular season with 150 tackles. Just insane numbers. But he is a ball hog, whether it's on the offensive or the defensive side of the ball.
1st and 10 from the 25s. Hillcrest tries to get their 2nd score of the game. Only one coming on a kickoff return for a touchdown. Shoveled to Reel. Reel tries to weave through. He'll get inside of the red zone for a gain of 6.
Pitch to the outside, number 42.
Option play there, and Tillison could keep it.
Gain of
Actually,
6.
triple option. Had the option on the jet sweep. Tillison could have kept it. Decides to give it out to Reel. And now you've got Hillcrest knocking on the door.
National championship for Division I set to start in about 1 hour. Looks like it's going to be right on time, as this Division II championship is about under 8 minutes. Carry left side to the 10-yard line, going for the goal line, to the pylon, waiting for the signal. Ruled short. 1st and goal on about the 1-yard line, and ruled short, but Torian Tillison diving towards the goal line.
Let's see. Slow this way down, which we have the ability to do.
Yeah, it looks like it. You
Could
can't
have been
see
that
it.
last step there.
You can't see it from here. The official on the far side does have the best angle on it. Both officials are conferring at the 1-yard line to see if he made it towards goal line. And referee's going to signal him back, and that's get the call.
Illegal formation, 4 men in the backfield at the time of the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
So it doesn't even matter with the illegal formation.
Just trying to see if we could go back and look at the play. We had that call a couple times on Saturday. You know, again, if you have the receiver, he's got to check with that side judge and make sure he's on the line.
Timeout. Heat.
Timeout by the Tennessee. I believe that is their first charge timeout of the half, so their defense will get a chance to think it over with 7:43 left to go in this Division II championship. Tennessee get a chance to think it over. 7:43 left to go in the contest. 2nd and 9. Torian looking again. As usual, pressure. Toss it across the middle. It's intercepted. Picked off by Smart. His 2nd of the game. Steps out of bounds around the 20-yard line.
Again, Jacob Smart. The young man just making plays in the defensive backfield. And takes away another Hillcrest touchdown. And you hate it for Hillcrest. 2 touchdowns taken off the board from penalties. At some point it's got to break, but
Again, only 1 touchdown for the Cougars, and that came on special teams with a kickoff return. Tennessee, they've been firing on all cylinders this morning and through the afternoon. Pitch in the backfield. Here's Martinez. Get the carry up to the 30-yard line for a gain of 8.
at this point, Tennessee Heat starts putting in closers. Looking to bring a little hardware back to Mount Juliet.
Forget what the name of the church is that they host their hardware in, because I've gotten some trophies from Division II and some of their other sports.
Hermitage Church of Christ, I believe, is where they have their trophies most of the time. But now that they have the Heat House there at Charlie Daniels Park, I feel like they'll be getting a little bit of a trophy case. Keep these in.
One of the great venues in 8-man football, as is a carry again, this time on the right side by Luke Luchtefeld, who will get the first down at the 35.
Number 25, Luke Luchtefeld.
Especially as they play game, stay in the SEC and
Timeout on the field for water.
A designated water break, 6:31 left to go in the fourth quarter. You were saying, James?
especially as they play games in Seek and come down here to the NHSA tournament. I feel like they'll get a really nice setup for some of these trophies that they could take back to Charlie Daniels Park and the Heat House that they've done a great job of building up and renovating and just making it a home. It's not very often that a homeschool organization has a really good place to call home. It's kind of a, hey, we do some stuff here, we do some stuff there. But thankfully, they've been able to kind of build up a little bit of a home field and really get a home field advantage.
Go ahead, James.
And for Hillcrest, you love that they've come to Florida. They've gotten the experience of playing in the tournament. With them being in MAIS, they might never get to do it again because their postseason extends quite a few weeks after this. I think this week is playoffs. Next week, I believe, is playoffs as well. I'd have to double check and verify that, but I don't think their schedule allows for it unless they maybe don't make the playoffs or get knocked out early on. So it's a once in a lifetime experience for these seniors and these young men. Gotta love that they had the courage to come up here and take on some of these teams.
New set of downs as the Tennessee Heat's game plan now likely just to run down the clock, as this is a carry by Graham Russell. The freshman gets a carry of about 3 yards. Division I championship coming up after this competition, set to kick off at 2 o'clock. Coverage will begin at 1:40, 1:45 to introduce the teams between the Freedom Cowboys and the Evangel Lightning. Freedom Cowboys are all on standby on the sideline. I believe the Evangel Lightning may be behind our set of bleachers, and they might be coming in as a team closer to kickoff. But set for a rematch of last year's national championship. Should be a good one.
These
here.
home side bleachers are going to be packed with Evangel fans.
Both teams travel well. Catch is made. That's the junior that we mentioned who won't go down until about the 36-yard line. He's had several good receptions today. Isaiah Lingo with another one.
Number 9, Isaiah Lingo.
Ball hasn't really gone Lingo's way.
Injury on the field, injury timeout.
And we already have an injury timeout, and you see another Hillcrest player going down, clenching his knee. I believe that is Tony Tillison.
Ball hasn't really gone the way of Lingo today in terms of being able to haul it in. And right there, you love to see that the young man's able to grab it and make something out of it.
Down at the 49-yard line, we'll look to Tony Tillison, and we will step aside. 5:28 left to go in the game. The injury timeout, Tony Tillison was helped off of the field. And Tennessee Heat have taken another carry here as Makai Martinez with another carry.
Direct snap to number 24, Makai Martinez.
Under 5 minutes left here in this Division II championship.
Tennessee Heat at this point, you love to see the Hillcrest guys trying to help their guy get up. Big old number 8, Roby. But at this point, Heat just want to run this clock out.
Gain of 4 for a 2nd and 6. As the Heat came into the weekend, I believe a 4-6 record. Took the loss to Evangel. Big tackle there by Jonathan Roby. Would not allow any movement there for Luke Luchtefeld. I'm sure James wants to talk about this one.
Ow! Hold on. We got this replay queued up.
And you got to go in really slow motion.
We're going to slow this down. Because I want to see how he got in the backfield so fast. Because I know there's 4-on-3 with the lineman. So right there, he's able to get through the hole. That's a Jadavian Clowney-like play.
Yeah, Zach Lawley was put as one guy to try and stop 2 people. He tried to make a choice between the 2 and
exactly
couldn't quite get it done. 3rd and 11. Matthews toss. It's intercepted. Tossed it right at the line. Interception. DJ Thomas.
On the screen pass, Matthews trying to get the ball to his man and just underthrew it a little bit. And a great job by Thomas to sniff the ball out.
For the Tennessee Heat, came into the weekend at 4-6, took the loss to Evangel in a shutout, and for the now 3 years straight that they've come down to Panama City Beach, they'll be able to they will be able to finally leave with some hardware, as they will be the Division II champions of the nation for 8-man football. You think about as well with Coach Ryan Scott, this being his 6th season. They were co-opted with Hendersonville Christian in 2016 and the struggles they had to essentially revive the program. And now Coach Scott will be able to say he's a national champion in about 3.5 minutes. Quick toss left side, catch made. Landon Clark avoiding several tackles. He's got a one-on-one with Luchtefeld, who stops him at about the 48-yard line.
Great execution on the quick screen there. And you saw Tillison directing traffic with Clark. Clark, great job making 2 men miss, and Luchtefeld had to come in to make the play.
You know, James, we've covered the Tennessee Heat a lot over the years, and you think about just the amount of struggles they've had, where they've had some very rough seasons. I think back to 2017, where their only win was against the now defunct Madisonville Defenders, and think about how they've improved. Even the 2020 season, where they took the loss in the semis to Ezekiel Academy, but their only loss in the regular season was to the Evangel Lightning. We were there for that game, as incomplete there for real. But you think about all the struggles that the Tennessee Heat have had, and for them to walk away here to finally have a trophy as a Division II national champion, it's got to be good for Ryan Scott in this program.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, again, just as you hit each milestone, as you accomplish things, a nice round of applause for Lucky coming off the field in his last game. All these seniors, last game in a Tennessee Heat uniform. But, you know, as you hit milestones and get things done as a program and finish things, it really does show. It's really neat to look back and see how far you've come for any program, just to see, you know, when you have a low moment and you're able to get a victorious moment. Or
Timeout, Hillcrest. This is 30-second charge timeout.
I think I found the solution whenever there's a penalty announcement, James, just to cut off your microphone.
There you go.
But you were saying, James,
There you go.
Hillcrest takes his time out.
No, but whenever you can and have a victorious moment, it just helps. It helps you to look back and just see how far you've come, and that's the case for any program.
And you even think about with Tennessee, you know, Coach Scott was telling us leading up to, we talked to him at the SEC championship, and he mentioned if we get the opportunity, we're going down to Florida. At the time, they hadn't formally been invited to go down to Panama City Beach, but mentioned that, you know, they're just looking for the opportunity. That's all they need and want. And, you know, they got that opportunity with several state champions opting not to go down here to Florida, and for them to get in here and then get the Division II championship, everything happens for a reason, and this might be a springboard for the Heat organization to build off of heading into 2023.
A whole lot of young talent on this team, guys like Jacob Smart.
Among many, as this is mishandled in the backfield, Reel, and it's picked back up, and staying on his feet, not even down, finally brought down is C.D. Thomas for a huge loss. Bring about a 3rd and 20+.
Trying a little bit of trickeration, and it almost worked. Hillcrest able to get back on the ball, though. It's a long 3rd down.
Yeah, about a 3rd and 23 after that loss. It just winds things down here, and that's unfortunately been the story for the Hillcrest offense. They've been trying to get things going, but it's tough when you're against this Heat defense, especially Aiden Luchtefeld. He wasn't as visible in the semifinal against Evangel on Saturday, but showing up here as we have a penalty.
Delay game, Hillcrest. It's a 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And another delay of game penalty as it'll move it back another 5 yards. But, you know, it's been tough for this Hillcrest offense to get anything going as they're at least trying to get one offensive score. As they face a 3rd and 20+. They will hand it off. Fake handoff. It's over to Reel. As Reel weaving through, he loses the football, but he's ruled down by contact at the 49.
Well, and even then, he still got the ball back.
Looks to be about a game.
They were able to successfully execute the play that they wanted to run earlier. They're able to get back up to almost back up to the original line of scrimmage. Coming up on a minute to go.
Final time in uniform for the seniors here on the Tennessee Heat, at least in the red uniform. Maybe they'll get the red with the Gatlinburg All-American game for those heading there, either the Rising Stars or the actual seniors game. They changed that format.
The Gatlinburg All-American Bowl for seniors, Rising Star for underclassmen.
We have the final play on offense here, barring a catch and going up top, a reception made. Torian Tillison, there was a flag down as Tillison again is hobbling as he gets into the end zone. That's the 2nd time that's happened, but potential that this does come back.
Great job to haul that ball in, and when he came down is when he started moving around.
So we're waiting for this to be sorted out. Looked like the initial signal may have been a block in the back. Looks like they're pointing towards the Tennessee Heat.
There you go, Spencer.
We'll get the call.
Pass interference, defense. The result of the play is a touchdown. They have elected to take the yardage on the kickoff.
So the touchdown stands. Pass interference will be enforced on the kickoff. And first offensive touchdown for the Cougars in this competition.
Better late than never.
You can see in the background the Evangel Lightning are starting to walk onto the other sideline, getting ready to defend their national title for the 5th straight year.
And it looks like this championship game, this Division I championship, will start on time.
Which did start. All the games started on time yesterday as well. Over the top 2-point conversion is successful.
Good.
And that makes it a 34-14 score, 34.5. Be sure to stick around. 2 o'clock is the starting time for the
Hillcrest
Division
Cougars,
I National Championship.
14.
I believe we have an announcement here. And nope, look.
No, I think they're just getting set for kick return.
Getting set with the penalty enforced and pass interference.
Now Hillcrest, if they're taking the penalty on the kickoff, yeah, Hillcrest should be kicking this off from the 45-yard line, I believe. Let's look to see.
Yeah, that's at least that's where the official is stopping there. Yeah, they're kicking it from the 45.
Well, it'll be the opposite. He's standing at the 45 for the return man. No, the fifth. No, yeah, it is 45. So they'll kick it from the 45. We'll set the camera up where it's supposed to be. It's a huge advantage for Hillcrest. They could have a touchback on this.
This will be kicked off by the sophomore Austin Morgan. And they'll just do a high up kick as this goes to about the 31-yard line, fallen on by Aiden McDowell, and one knee away.
Covered by number 21, Aiden McDowell.
Victory formation here for Ryan Scott and the Tennessee Heat.
You do love it for the young man, the senior Torian Tillison. He's had a fantastic season for the Cougars, playing games in 4 different states. Had 2 touchdowns taken off the board earlier in the game with penalties, and even limping into the end zone, he finally is able to make his way in and score a touchdown in the last game of his career wearing the Hillcrest blue and white and black.
Final victory formation in the Tennessee Heat. Shake hands, and for the first time in Ryan Scott's 6 seasons, he will hoist a national championship trophy. The Tennessee Heat
14.
have their first trophy in the last several years. Champions of Division II for the NHSA.
Pop the confetti and celebrate, and then buckle up. 2 o'clock. We got a hard hitter for Division I. Freedom Cowboys, Evangel Christian. That's going to be fun, Spencer.
One final competition set to take place, which is the national championship. The exact same 2 teams from last year will duke it out for the title. Congratulations to the Tennessee Heat on their Division II championship. And stick around for the Division I championship live here on 8-Man Extreme. We'll have all that coverage for you in about just under 45 minutes here from Panama City Beach, Florida. Thank you for watching this Division II championship of the NHSA. Tennessee Heat take it 34-14 on behalf of James Shannon and all the hardworking men and women. They make this run so smoothly. I'm Spencer Thompson saying so long from Panama City Beach, but stick around. Division I, Evangel and Freedom coming up next.
See ya.